In this video, we're going to talk about communication, how to communicate more effectively and at a deeper level, and we're going to do that through talking through someone's love language. Now, stick with me. I know you might be saying, what? Especially if you've never heard of this before, but I am currently reading a book called Things I Wish I've Known Before I Got Married by Gary Chapman. This was something that was recommended by the officiant that is marrying Drew and I. By the way, we're getting married in less than a month, which is really amazing. It always seemed like something that was so far out in the future that we were planning and working towards, and it seems like it is almost here. So it's incredible to be able to get to this point and get married and do that whole thing we've been waiting so long for. But the officiant recommended this book, The Things I Wish I Known Before I Got Married, and in this book it talks about the 5 love languages. Now, if you've ever heard about Gary Chapman, he has a specific book called The 5 Love Languages, and on the book we're currently reading, he gets into it, some of the details and what it means. And what's so important is once I understood this and started reading about it and how effective it is in communicating, not just with your spouse, but your kids, your business associates, anyone that you really come into contact with that is a human being, they tend to speak their own language. In this case, it's called their love language. It's really how they want to be communicated to. And what I'd like to do is go over the 5 love languages and give you a couple of examples, and then that way once you watch this video, especially if this is your first time hearing this, I encourage you to get the book and read through it, but also when you're out and about, you can understand, one, how you communicate, maybe what your love language is if you don't know it, and also you can be more self-aware when you're out and about talking with folks, how they communicate, how they like to be talked to, and maybe how you can stand out with these folks and really connect with them on a deeper level. So let's get into the 5 love languages. Number 1 is words of affirmation, and this just simply means somebody that likes to be told they're doing a good job. Hey, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to me today. Hey, you did a really great job on your sales numbers this month. Or hey, I really appreciate you going above and beyond what was expected from you. Those kind of things are just verbal communications that really connect with that person because that's what they love to hear and know that they're doing a good job and they're on the right track. Number 2, the love language is acts of service. Now, this might be a person that doesn't really want to hear words of affirmation, but they want to see love or appreciation through an act of service. That might mean washing their car, taking out the trash, sending them a handwritten note, or doing some kind of service that shows, hey, I see you, I appreciate you, and I'm letting you know through this deal of acts of service. Number 3 love language is receiving gifts. Now, this might be a person that if you go on vacation, they say, hey, bring me back a souvenir. Or if you go somewhere, hey, make sure to bring me back a gift. Or when you get back from somewhere or talk with them, hey, they might say, what did you bring me from your trip, place, or whatever. They like to receive, usually, material things. Number 4, love language is quality time. This is a person that may want your undivided attention, whether it's your spouse or a partner that just wants no text, no email, face-to-face. Let's communicate effectively. Or it might be a business associate that needs to talk through some of these things that are really, really important to the business or your job, and they don't want any distractions. They want you face-to-face and getting things done, and which, by the way, especially in business, when you tend to do that and focus and show up and be present, you can get things done a lot quicker when you have your full attention. Last but not least, number 5 love language is physical touch. This might be shaking hands, giving a hug, a little pat on the back, that kind of thing in your relationship or in your professional world. And this one's kind of touchy because especially if you're talking out in the real world, your job, whatever, you have to be careful with physical touch, obviously. But some folks like a hug, a pat on the back, a handshake, and then some people don't really like to be touched. And those are the things that you really have to pick up on to understand how they want to be communicated to. And so the love languages here, it's not only great to know what your love language is, but also how to talk in that language to the person you're communicating with. And if you wanted to know, well, how do I know what another person's love language is? You know, if you spend some time with these people, just pay attention to how they communicate. If they're a words of affirmation person, you might find them often talking to other people and pumping them up and letting them know how good of a job they've done, or all of those different things. Maybe they are quality time and say, hey man, really would like if you can put your phone down so we can talk and get things done and make sure that we're on the same page. So just paying attention to that stuff and being self-aware will tell you a lot of things. And I'll finish this video with saying, specifically with your spouse or partner, it is so important to know these love languages. It helps with communication. It helps to know how each person thinks and how they want to receive love and communication. But I'll also tell you, especially as it relates to your personal life and business world, investing, or professional career, when two spouses are on the same page for things, this kind of communication can make it so much easier to get things done and be moving in the same direction. I'll give you one example and then we'll go ahead and wrap up. Let's say that you work quite a bit. You're always at the office or you're always building your company and you tend to work late hours, and your spouse doesn't necessarily like that, or hey, why are you always working so late? That can cause some friction. However, if you communicate and have this love language deal, like, hey, listen, I'm not working late just to work late. I'm working late so I can get this project done. I'll get this big bonus. Or hey, I'm working late to build our company and get us to where we can be over the next few years. That way we can do whatever we'd like. And not only knowing the love language is important, but going through this exercise, you can also say, hey, let's pretend, your spouse love language is acts of service. Excuse me, not acts of service, but receiving gifts. If they're receiving gifts, say, hey, listen, I'm going to be working late for the next couple weeks to get this project done, get this bonus, or get our company to this next level. Once we do that, we can go anywhere you would like to go, or hey, I'll get you, that gift that you've been wanting to get for a while now. Now they're bought in and you speak in their love language, and if you accomplish that goal in the time frame you set out, whenever you're done, you'll be happy because you did it. You either got the bonus or you got what you wanted in your career. And then your spouse will be happy because not only did you achieve what you wanted to achieve, they know on the other side of that, they'll be getting a gift that you promised, and it's a win-win situation. So I highly encourage you, if you've never heard of Gary Chapman's book, The 5 Love Languages, I encourage you to get it, read it, process it. First, figure out what's your love language, and secondly, start to try to master your spouse's love language if you have one, and also the people that you communicate with every single day. Make it an effort to see how you can benefit them communication-wise and get to a deeper level of understanding. And I promise you, not only will they like you, you will stick out to them and probably be one of their favorite people to communicate with because you took that next step and you are speaking their language. So I appreciate you watching this video. If you found value in it, please drop a like and a comment, and please share it with someone that may need to see the message. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for watching. This video is a wrap. I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.